Let's go down a little storybook journey of me becoming beautiful. This is what I used to look like when I was in 7th grade, and I would like to think that I've come a very long way since then. Some of you might not agree, but at least I think I came a very long way since this photo. As you can probably tell, I was not the cutest kid. I had the most crooked teeth. I was so skinny, and I just remember looking in the mirror and being like, I cannot wait until I grow into myself and actually be so beautiful. I was obsessed with male validation. I was obsessed with Victoria's Secret models. I wanted it all. So when I was in middle school, I remember that all the girls ended up getting boobs and a butt, and I unfortunately did not, and honestly, I never really did. I've always been kind of on the thinner side, and I was just super skinny, so I would literally look up YouTube tutorials about how to contour boobs so that it looked like I had boobs, and I would buy bras from Victoria's Secret, or I would make my friends buy me bras because my mom wouldn't buy me them. And so my friends would get me these bras that were too big, and I would stuff them with my socks. I would stuff them with toilet paper. I would literally do anything that I could just to make it seem like I had boobs. And I would come home from school, work out for like 4 hours. Meanwhile, you guys, I'm 12, like 11 or 12. And I would do all of these Victoria's Secret workouts so that I can grow a butt because I wanted to look like them so badly. But in my little middle school brain, I was not thinking at all like, okay, these women are like 25, 26, 27, 30, and I'm literally 12. Never forget the day there was this guy named Anthony who was in my class. He was in my science class, and I walked in with yoga pants, and at my middle school, we actually weren't allowed to wear leggings or yoga pants. We had to wear a top or a sweatshirt that would cover our butt, but of course I would never follow that rule. So I was wearing these gray yoga pants, and I remember Anthony was like, "Tay, like you look good," and I was like, ah. Meanwhile, I did not like Anthony at all. I just didn't like him. He just wasn't my type, you know? From that point forward, I think I made it my mission in middle school to get as many compliments as possible. I wanted to be popular. I wanted to be pretty. I wanted everyone to be like, oh my god, who is she? It's just obsessed with validation from others. Yes, there's a metric of physical beauty, which is how symmetrical your face is. And the more symmetrical you are, the more beautiful that you are. But at the end of the day, we're all human, and there's only a very small percent of us that are actually fully symmetrical. Like I just got my nose done, and I don't even think I'm fully symmetrical. Don't think you need to be in perfect symmetry with every single millimeter in order to be beautiful. I actually was debating making this video because I feel like it's kind of taboo, but I'm honestly just making the video that I wish I had when I was younger and the right things to focus on instead of focusing on how big my boobs can look and how big my butt can look when I'm literally so young. That's disgusting. I also just think that a big part about being confident is feeling good, and I hate when people are like, beauty is only on the inside. Yes, I do agree with that, and I'll talk about that at the end, but I do agree with the statement that if you feel good on the outside, like, you will feel good on the inside. With that being said, let's hop into how to be more beautiful. Great, I dropped a candle. Starting with number 1 is skincare. The best thing I ever did was deep dive into my skincare. My skin honestly changes with whatever climate I'm in. I find that most people's skin changes, but mine changes drastically. When I'm in Florida, my skin's super oily, and honestly, things look so much better. Like, my makeup just looks better when I'm in Florida, but then when I'm here in California, my skin is literally peeling off, you guys, and I break out so badly here. Like, I have an entire different skincare routine for when I'm in California than when I'm in Florida. And then when I'm out in Europe, my skin just looks absolutely impeccable, but that's a different conversation. I was living in Miami. I started going to a facial lady every single month. Her name is Skin by Nancy. If you want to go check her out, shout out to Nancy. She is literally the best, and she's super gentle on your skin. Even getting a facial every month, it just cleans your pores out. They use the little tool thing to extract everything. You just feel so refreshed. You feel glowy. They use all these serums on you, and if you're trying to budget, I would just try to get a facial even every other month or every 2 to 3 months. You don't technically need to go every single month. I think it just works for me because I'm always in front of a camera. Learn skincare, learn your skin type, and take care of your skin. That's just going to be the basis of every single makeup routine that you do and all the makeup products that you use. I find that makeup doesn't look as well if your skin is not good. This is the first year that I actually got hormonal acne. I was never an acne teenager. I was never on Accutane. I never really had any issues with my skin up until this year. Well, I'm trying to get to the bottom of that right now. I think what's helped my skin the most is honestly just sticking to a brand that I love and using their entire product line. I used to be one of those people that would use so many different products. I would try out all of the things you saw on TikTok, and I think it just made my skin so much worse. It compromised my skin. It would break me out. It would just cause issues that I never even had in the first place. My favorite skincare brand is Tatcha. I literally recommend it to everybody, but I'm sure you've already heard of it, especially if you look up any type of beauty content. Their cleanser, I use their serum, and I use their moisturizer. I find that using the same skincare brand overall just really helped my skin calm down. I wasn't constantly shocking it with all these different products and all these different testers and try-ons, all these really perfumey products. I find that my skin just works the best with Tatcha, and once you find something that works for you, please don't be changing it up every single month. Like, I even know some of my friends that will change up their skincare products every single month, and then they wonder why they're breaking out and their skin is just freaking out all the time. So you find something you love, stick with it. Step number 2 would be to take care of your hair. The hair effect is so true. If my hair doesn't look good, I feel like no matter what I'm wearing or how my makeup looks, I just don't feel good. And kind of like skincare, once you find products that you love, just stick with them. Stop shocking your skin and your scalp with all of these different products that you find online and the next best thing. I promise you that once you learn how to simplify and just use what works for you, even if it's not trending on TikTok this month or this entire year, it will just benefit you so much in the long run. I ended up making my own hair treatment with castor oil, peppermint oil, rosemary oil, and jojoba oil, I think. Basically, make your own hair treatments, because hair treatments can be so expensive, and honestly, they never work well. So even if you look up Ayurvedic treatments for your hair, or just natural treatments for your hair, or different oils, or different masks that you can do a hair treatment, maybe not every single week, but every other week. My hair is naturally really soft, and so I don't really like to do them as much, but even when I was living in New York, I would always do moisturizing scalp treatments because my hair and my scalp was so dry. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not an Olaplex girly. It gives me rashes all over my forehead, but I know people that literally love Olaplex so much. Again, just find what works for you. I found that 𝐸𝐸, I think it's called, and 𝐴MICA are the best brands for my hair. They make my hair feel the softest, they make my scalp feel the most moisturized, and something that's also really helped my hair heal is only using heat on the top. So I'll only blow dry my scalp instead of my entire head unless I'm using one of those blow dry brushes. This has just helped my hair not be so frizzy. I used to literally just take like the old-fashioned blow dryers and just like everywhere. A few more things that have personally helped my hair in the last few months are not bleaching it. Again, I don't use heat on my ends. I only use heat on my scalp. Not doing super tight ponytails. When I was younger, I was a dancer, so I would always have my hair in a really tight bun, and it breaks your hair follicles. It's just really bad for you, so I try not to do it as much. Even when I do go to ballet, I typically just clip my hair unless I really need to like tie it back like that, but I try and stay away from tying my hair back really tight. And then another thing I'll have to say is I have never gotten extensions. This is all my natural hair, and yes, it has thinned out a lot over the past few years, probably from bleaching it and using heat, but I just have never had the urge to get extensions. I've seen girls have their hair absolutely ruined from extensions. I know even when I get eyelash extensions, I get them off and I literally have no eyelashes left, so I'm just not willing to ruin something to fix something that doesn't need fixing. That's the right analogy for it. I think when you focus on your skincare and your hair, you have to do less to get ready and you have to do less to make everything look good. It's kind of just like that effortlessly beautiful look. I swear, people who heal their skin and heal their hair can transform into different people. You don't need all the plastic surgery. Like, there is an effect of having nice skin and very nice hair. And please do not get discouraged if you're dealing with acne right now. I wish I could give more recommendations because trust me, I'm dealing with the same thing. Although mine's not as bad as I'm sure some of you have seen before, and I have like a smoothing filter on right now. Trust me, like, if I take all this makeup off, which I will, maybe I'll insert a video of what my skin actually looks like right now. It is literally flaking off because of the acne, and like every time I get my period, it gets cysts I get cysts on my cheeks and on my chin, and it's the worst. Dealing with bad acne, please understand that you are not the only one. There is a cure. A lot of it has to do with what you put into your body, and I truly do believe in that. I just honestly have not done enough research to make a video on it or to tell you guys more about it. I've used like acne gummies, and I have this hormonal powder which I'll put right here, and this has honestly really helped my skin a lot, especially if you deal with acne specifically around your periods. I find that in summer I automatically look so much better. I think we all kind of feel that way, and then in winter I just feel like I crawled out of my own grave. But yeah, when you focus on your skincare and your hair care routine, I promise you, you will keep that effortless glow throughout the entire year. Step number 3 would be to listen to beauty affirmations. Now I know this sounds a little woo-woo, but let me just explain. Off the dark femininity wave, I used to be super into it, and I was like, oh my god, yes. But then I realized that a lot of the content that's out there about it is very based in male validation. But while I was doing this deep dive into dark feminine energy, I was introduced to beauty frequencies, and I'm actually so obsessed with them because they literally work. They're some of my favorite beauty frequencies that I listen to, and I literally listen to these when I'm putting on my lotion. I have these like witch oils that I got from this lady on TikTok who is literally so amazing. I love her so much, and I mix those in with my lotion, and then I listen to these frequencies and these like affirmation things. And sometimes if I'm even just not feeling as confident, or I'm like, you know what, I need an energetic facelift, I will listen to this frequency, and I swear to God, it literally makes my face change. Like I said in my rhinoplasty vlog, I obviously do not care what you do. I am not going to tell you not to get plastic surgery if it's something that you really want to do. Obviously, I just got my nose done, so I'm no one to speak about that. But before you go to Turkey to get your eyes tied back, please just try this. Also, for my young girls, please understand that your face is going to change so much over the years. When I was like 13, I literally wanted to look like I was 25, as I'm sure do a lot of young girls, especially with the Sephora kids going rampant now. But I swear to you, your face is going to naturally change so much over the years. I look completely different than I did at 20. I look completely different from 20 back to 18. Like, your face is naturally going to change no matter what you do, even if you don't do anything to it at all. Although everyone likes to say that women lose their beauty when they age, I actually feel like I'm getting more beautiful every single year that goes on. I feel like my face is more symmetrical. I feel like my skin, although I'm dealing with some issues now, is overall better. I just feel like I look like I'm glowing. My lips look bigger. I haven't gotten lip filler in literally a year and a half now. I just use the lip injections, and that honestly just does the trick. I don't even get Botox anymore, hence why I have like all this stuff. So it's not from the fillers and all the Botox. I used to get that when I was younger, and honestly I'm just like, I don't even want to deal with that anymore. Step number 4 would be to find makeup that actually fits your face. Best tip I can give you for this is to learn your own face. I think a lot of this video I'm telling you to just find what works for you, because I know we see all of these influencers online telling us what we should get and how we should do it. At the end of the day, what works for them might not work for you, and you're going to feel your best when you actually just focus on what it is that looks good on you. Focus in on what your skin needs, what your hair needs, how your face is, what color your eyes are, and what colors you should wear to make your eyes pop. Things that are related to you instead of just focusing on what everybody else is doing, and then you'll actually start to feel the most beautiful and look the most beautiful. Back to the makeup. I used to watch beauty influencers religiously. Jaclyn Hill was my girl. Bethany Moda obviously went through a whole phase with her, and now I just watch all these makeup tutorials on TikTok that are super fun. But I try them on me first and just see if they look good, instead of just seeing somebody else do them and be like, oh, it looks good. Play around with makeup, have fun with it. See, you know, where the indentations in your face are, where your cheekbones are. And when it comes to eye color, my mom used to always tell me that if my skin was looking bad, to focus on my eye makeup. And so I honestly have just been like an eye makeup fanatic since I was little. I'll put a color chart here of what eyeshadows you should wear for your eye color, and this is probably the best thing that I've ever done, because every time I wear either coppery shades on my eyes or golden shades on my eyes, I always get so many compliments because my eyes just look so blue. And then another quick tip, I just got into lip liner this year. I think I used to always watch my mom put on lip liner, and I thought it was just like a mom thing to do. I got into lip liner and it changed my entire life. So if you don't wear lip liner and you were just a lip gloss girly like I used to be, Get a lip liner. Step number 5 would be to take care of your body. When I was younger, I would literally go on all of these crazy diets. I had this one friend who ended up going paleo in high school, and she was my best friend at the time. So I was like, okay, you know what, I'll go paleo too. Followed her crazy diet with no carbs and so much meat. I would work out for 4 hours after school every single day. Counted every single calorie. I would eat all those nut and seed bars that I absolutely hated. I would go to sleep starving because I had no carbs filling me up at all. And then eventually one day I went on a run outside and I ended up passing out in my neighborhood, and my neighbor was like, oh my god, what's going on? And lo and behold, I ended up finding out that my friend was anorexic. I was following all of the dieting and fitness steps of a girl who literally was dealing with anorexia. Now, I always dealt with my own food issues. I was always a very picky eater, and I didn't like a lot of things. I still don't like a lot of things, but it wasn't until I actually started to develop did I start to kind of get body dysmorphia and focus a lot on what I was eating and how I was looking. If you have a goal to lose weight, that's fine. Go in a calorie deficient, start working out, start eating healthier. There is literally nothing wrong with that. Stop following all these fad diets and these extreme diet routines and workout routines that are telling you that you're going to be getting 6 packs by tomorrow morning. Because I'm telling you right now, it literally does not exist. And I know that we all get in this weird phase of like, oh my god, this fat burning pill, this fat burning thing, this fat burning diet, like, oh my god, let's do it. Nothing is going to help you like eating clean and exercising. Normally. When you put high vibrational foods in your body, you ultimately end up feeling better and looking better. Every time I drink alcohol now, I start to break out. Also, if I drink Celsius, I break out. So also know what foods are breaking you out and what foods are causing you to have all of these weird reactions. Or if dairy makes you bloated, maybe cut out dairy. The steps to becoming beautiful is ultimately just a test trial to see what's going to work for you. When you're eating the right things, you're going to feel good. And when you're also eating enough, you're going to feel good. And I stress this so much because I dealt with so many issues with food for so long and with my body, and it really, nothing makes me feel better than just putting good foods in my body and trusting that they're going to nourish me, they're going to give me energy, they're going to give me vitality, they're going to build muscle, they're just gonna do everything that they're meant to do. When we starve ourselves, we put ourselves literally in starvation and we hold on to all the fat. So every time I was starving myself, I was so skinny fat and I didn't have any energy to even work out, and my body just looked limp. Like it's not a good look. But I think it's really hard because we think that if we just stop eating, we'll be skinny and we'll, you know, our abs will start showing and that it's healthy, but it's not sustainable. I can say now that once I stopped micromanaging everything that went in my body, I look the best I've ever looked, I feel the best I've ever looked, I have the most energy I've ever had, I have the most muscle that I've ever had. I think when we overly obsess on the food that we're eating, we almost convince ourselves that we look worse than we probably do, and that just goes into the body dysmorphia issues. Break out of bad habits with food. That means stop eating foods that your system absolutely hates. Obviously, you can cheat once in a while. Like sometimes I'll eat a chocolate cake and I'm just like, oh my god, like whatever, I'll deal with the consequences tomorrow. Or I'll have a glass of wine and I'll be like, okay, I know I'm gonna break out, but it's fine, I want to enjoy myself, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm really sorry if this conversation has been triggering to some of you. That's definitely not my intention at all, but I do think it's very important because I do want to be open and honest about my journey with my mental health and with food and, you know, with everything basically in my life. And that's kind of what this channel is about, is just being open, authentic, and helping you guys heal. And I think a really big part of healing for women especially is healing their relationship with food and their bodies. So again, I'm sorry if this triggered you, but overall, when you put good things into your body, you will end up looking better as well. Your skin will glow, your body will glow, and you'll feel so much better. And when you feel good, you look good, everything in the world just ends up being good. Next, I want to talk about working out. I hate working out. I used to love it so much, and when I got a gym membership for the first time, I was like, I'm so cool, look at me. I used to follow Jen Selter and all these Gymshark girlies. I absolutely hate the gym. I hate lifting weights. I hate being in there by myself. I get so bored. My ADHD literally goes crazy. In order to get me to actually go work out, I decided to sign up for Pilates classes. Now, I will recommend Pilates to all women because I find that it targets certain muscles in your body that you don't actually get from lifting weights, and every girl that I know that does Pilates, they look so good. I don't know what it is. There's literally magic in the routines and on the reformers, but I also really like ballet, and I was always a ballet dancer since I was younger, so it was very easy for me to pick back into it. But you just have to find certain workouts that you like and get up and move every single day. Even if it's a rest day, literally go for a walk, because it's going to give you so much energy. It's just going to make you feel good, and it's also just good for your mental health and for your mental clarity and sanity. The next step that I'm going to tell you guys is literally my favorite. I swear, all I do is rant and rave about this, and that is perfumes. Luxury perfumes are my guilty pleasure. I find no shame in going and spending an absorbent amount of money on a perfume that I love. To me, perfume is literally the finishing touch on any single outfit. It's like part of my personal style. It gives people a signature to recognize you by, and it just almost introduces yourself to the room before you even walk in the room. I feel like I just never feel complete or beautiful unless I have a perfume on. So I fell in love with perfumes probably about a year ago with Perfumes de Marly Delina. I'm sure you've seen it before. And I would literally just sit in Saks or sit in Neiman's with the sales associate and go over every single perfume, their longevity, what they were made of, behind the brand, everything. And it is so interesting to me. I would love to have my own perfume line one day, or at least just a signature scent of mine that I can sell to you guys, because I feel like I just know so much information about this. And I talk about it on my TikTok all the time. If you don't follow me, definitely do that. I talk about seductive perfumes because I am literally obsessed with oud and rose perfumes. They're like everything I go to. I love that very like dark, smoky scent. I have always had a signature perfume literally since I was in 6th grade. When I was younger, 𝐉𝐸𝐵 by Lancome was my signature scent. Everyone used to ask me about it, and because I was so annoying when I was younger, I would gatekeep it and not tell anyone, because I just wanted people to know that if they smelled that, I was present. That's how arrogant I was. I will stand by someone telling you that you smell good is a better compliment than somebody telling you that you look good. But automatically, I think when you smell good, you look good. You look better. Maybe it's because I have anxiety about smelling bad that I'll just drown myself in oils, lotions, and perfumes. But I just feel like when somebody smells good, you're just automatically intrigued by them. Putting on a perfume is like witchcraft. People just become obsessed with you. They become intoxicated with you. They want to get to know you. They want to be near you. They want to know like what that is, and they want to know your whole life story. Like, I'm telling you, people that smell good, it starts conversations. It's like a social thing. But it can also be used as a glamour. I feel like I don't feel beautiful when I don't have my perfume on. I just don't feel normal. I feel like hidden somewhere in the shadows. And then when I have perfume on, I'm like glorious. I should be a spokeswoman for perfumes. Like, that was the best marketing pitch I could have ever given for any product I think I've ever given for a product in my entire life. I have my nighttime perfumes, which I use when I go out, which is honestly not frequently, literally at all. I never leave my house, but sometimes I'll just wear them around my house for fun. And they're darker, smokier, woody scents. They have more vanilla and musk bases. You would just know if you smelled it, because you can smell it from literally a mile away. Some of my favorites would be Oud Satin by Mason something. I honestly forget it. I love Acento. It's a more fresher scent, but it's also very dark, by 𝐳𝐺, I think. I'm gonna botch all of the names because they're all foreign, and I am just the worst at pronouncing things. People always correct me on my TikTok, and I'm sorry, I just don't know what to say. Next perfume I'll actually show you. It's called Iberian Leather, and it's by Mimo. I got this in the London airport, and the lady basically explained this to me, that these people would go and travel all over the world, and they would capture the scent of the place in a bottle. That's what this is, and I've had this for 3 months, and that's literally as much as I've used. So if that gives you any idea of what I mean by dark, smoky scents, yeah, you don't need a lot of them at all. Then I have my lighter perfumes for during the day. I love Gentle Fluidity. It's one of my favorites. I honestly love the Pink Sugar perfume. I'm sure you guys have seen this. I'm sure you've also used this in middle school, but this scent still is amazing, and I still love it, and it smells like candy, and I do get compliments on this, so just saying. You can get it on Amazon. And then the scent that I actually get the most compliments on is YSL Libre. You can get it at Sephora, and it is so long lasting. It's not expensive at all either, which I really, really like, because bottles like this can go up to like $300, $400. 𝗀𝐿𝐼𝐼, I'm sure I was just talking about it. We love 𝗀𝐿𝐼. I make a lot of perfume videos on my TikTok, so honestly, if you want to learn more about them, just go there. Whatever scents that you like, find a signature scent. Find something that you absolutely love that you can wear either at night or during the day or both, whatever it is that you want, and people will start recognizing you by that scent, or just being like, oh my god, you smell so good. And you'll be like, oh my god, I smell so good. And then you'll feel good and you're like, it just makes a world's difference. You just have to trust me on this as well. And finally, my last tip to being beautiful is to find your personal style. Clothes are meant to enhance you. They're meant to showcase your personality without saying anything. They're meant to bring you confidence, and it's such a shame that we look at clothes as, oh, I can't fit into that, or we wear things that don't make us look good and don't make us feel good just because, you know, we're too lazy to go out and find something that we actually like, and we're like, oh, it doesn't even matter anyways. It does matter. It does matter. Give your wardrobe a revamp. Throw out clothes that don't fit right. Throw out clothes that you haven't worn in literally 5 years. Throw out all those old gross t-shirts and get yourself some nice PJs. They can literally be $10 from Shein. That's what I wear sometimes. Overall, just throw out the things that are taking up space that don't make you feel like the most confident version of yourself. And you don't have to wear all these designer items to look good. Please do not be confused that price equals quality, because I promise you it does not. My Louboutins have done me wrong more times than my Steve Madden's had, and that is exactly why I keep going back to Steve Madden to get all my shoes. Don't let price tags fool you, please. Sorry to break it to you, but people do notice clothes. I love how we love to tell each other like, oh yeah, no one's looking at you in the gym, don't worry about it. No one's looking at you on the street. They are. They are, and I can vouch for that because I am. I look at everybody in the gym. I don't care if it's weird. I look at everybody. I look at all the people crossing the street. I look at all the people walking down the street, especially in New York. I need to know what you are wearing. I am so, and maybe that's just me because I love fashion, but I need to know. I need to see. I'm looking at you. Trust me, I'm looking at you. If you ever see me, I know you're there and I'm looking at you. I'm like a creepy man, whatever. Wearing a sick outfit, it just radiates confidence. I find that people that are very creative and very outspoken with their clothing, they're very just eccentric, they're fun people, they're creative people, artistic, and clothes should match your personality. Not always, because sometimes you have to dress more formal for certain events or, you know, for a business meeting. I wouldn't say if I wore like a blazer and pants that it explains my personality, but I think on an everyday basis, yeah, definitely. You don't have to buy a bunch of new clothes. I'm sure you can come up with so many outfits that are already in your closet, and if you want to look more elevated, literally just go for monochromatic looks. It kills every single time. The thing is people think that in order to elevate your wardrobe and your style, you need to go out and buy so many pieces, but I just did a closet clean out, and I swear I found so many clothes that I haven't worn in so long that I was like, why don't I wear this? It's so cute. We live in a society that is so consumer based, and we're just so focused on quantity of things. Please just look at what you already have, put together outfits, literally go through everything, style things. You can even hire a personal stylist if you really, really want to. I am taking a personal styling class right now, actually. It might be something I pursue in the future. I guess we'll see. It does take a lot of work though, so I don't know, I don't like to work. Make a mood board of what you want your style to look like. I know all of you girlies made vision boards this year. You can do that with your outfits as well. You can do that with your style as well, and how you want to elevate your look and how you want to really express yourself through clothes. Something that should be making you feel confident, not unconfident. Overall, I do want to point out that if you are not beautiful on the inside, none of this will work for you. You could be a 10 out of 10, but overall, if you are mean to people, if you have a bad attitude, if you aren't warm, if you give people the side eye and make snarky comments at people, you will still be ugly. And I can promise you all of your flaws will stick out like a sore thumb. Energy can completely change your appearance. And the reason I know this, and I'm sure you know this too, is that when you meet people, let's say you meet a girl or a guy and they're super attractive, and then they open your mouth and you're like, oh my god, I wish you would never do that ever again in your whole life. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about here. Initial attraction goes away and people will want to be so far from you if you are just a terrible, awful person. Being terrible is the most unattractive quality. Just being a bad vibes, bad energy person will just bring down the look of you overall. I always say that your looks will get you through the door, but your character is what will keep you there. I think if you're around the right people, they'll focus more on you as a person and your character than your looks anyways. About being perceived as beautiful and even becoming more beautiful is about how you show up in the world, how you speak to yourself, how you speak to others, you as a person. No amount of makeup can cover up the fact of you being terrible. And I can promise you guys there are a lot more interesting things in this world to be than beautiful. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked this video. I hope you did get some tips on how to enhance your physical beauty. But again, overall, it is about the inside. And I hate saying that sometimes because it's so like, ugh, shut up. But it is true. You have to be beautiful on the inside for you to glow on the outside. Remember, everything in life is about how you feel, and none of this external shit really matters in the end. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Does that sound weird? I feel like it sounds weird. Whatever.